Hi everyone, art journal page, and I'm working in this quite large art journal I have. This is just scrapbook paper, not scrapbook, sketchbook. So I've got all kinds of stuff here. I've got dictionary page with a little bit of wash that I don't know when I've done it, some pattern paper from some kind of I don't know what was it, for embroidery or whatever, and some book pages, and this I've printed a long time ago and I've got this left. Maybe I will put it in the background. So the most important thing is just to lay some pieces as a starting point for your page. Most of it is gonna get covered. The purpose of it is to add details in the back and more of a visual texture and a little bit of a texture. And I'm not even thinking too much about what I'm putting on. I'm just going to go and put some pieces. As you can see, I'm just tearing them. Whatever goes goes. This book page is even crumbling in my hand and I really don't care. As I said, some of it will get covered and it really doesn't matter. Just go randomly, have fun with it, put some pieces. And just having fun. And remember, if you don't like something, just cover it. So it really doesn't matter. Let's see. Let's do some dictionary page. I'm trying to be quick about it because it really isn't that important. If I won't like something, I will just cover it. I'm using plain white glue. And that's it. Just putting down some pieces. This is quite bold, this sun, but if I won't like it, I will cover it. So I'm going to put it on my page. I'm just trying to get rid of the straight edges. Again, I can cover, but right now just putting it down. And let's put more of it. I don't know if I'm going for this kind of bold print, then let's put it in somewhere else. And just one more. Let's go here. And I would like some of this pattern paper, and I don't know, just plain. Now, if you don't like this kind of random gluing of paper pieces, you can always switch and do some stamping in the back. The only thing that is important is to have some details in the back. So I'm going to let this dry completely and then I'll come back. Okay, I'm back. This is dry. Now I want to I have some gesso here and I want to go in between the pieces and blur, smudge the edges, and then I want to do a wash. The purpose is to bring everything together, to push back the details. They need to stay in the back. They are not taking a center stage, so that's the purpose of it. And I have some acrylic paint here, mushroom. It's Art Deco. I thought it would blend nicely, and I'm just taking it with my finger and just going like this and smudging. And if I want more white, I will take more of the gesso. I just don't want it to be a solid color, so that's why I've added this mushroom, so I can play with it just in between the pieces, so I won't have harsh edges. I've torn them so I don't have straight edges, but still I want them more to blend into the page, so that's what I'm doing right now. And after I finish going all around these pieces, then I want to do a wash with the gesso. I will add some water and just go over everything to push it back. Yeah, so it really looks like a mess right now, but that's okay. It's just the start. It's just the first layer, or the second. First layer was just putting down the pieces. So as you can see, I'm just going with my finger and smudging. You can do it with a paintbrush if you like. I feel that I can smudge it better just by using my finger. I'm not even careful or very precise about it. It really doesn't matter. I need more of the mushroom paint color, whatever. Okay. So as you can see, if I put too much of the mushroom color, I'm just adding gesso and lightening it. So you can always go and add more of what is better for you. And if you don't like it, cover everything with gesso and start over. There is always white gesso. Now sometimes gesso is very heavy, chalky, and if you don't like it and you feel it doesn't smear as well as paint, then just use white paint or whatever color you want. It doesn't have to be white. Okay, let's see. Where do I need more? Just a little bit here, I think, and here. Yeah. Okay, so finished, I think, smudging maybe just a little bit more here. It really doesn't matter. I don't know why I'm wasting time. I need to know where to stop, when to stop. So I still got a little bit of gesso here. I'm taking a brush with water and thinning it down. I just need a wash like so. I'm pushing it back. Really doesn't matter. I didn't even waited for everything to get dry. As you can see, here we go. Just a little bit more water. I even got a little bit of the mushroom color, so it's all blended nicely. And of course, if there is some element that you don't like, either cover it or do another wash just to push it a little bit more back. Okay, needs to dry completely before we continue. I'll be back. I'm back and this is dry. I want to add texture to my page. I've picked this stencil, flipped the journal so I can work although I have this here, and I'm just going to lay this down and use some modeling paste. And okay, so I've got some modeling paste and I just want, no, first I'm going to cover part of here. I don't want it to go on the spiral, so it's better just put some masking tape. And moving on. Okay, now we can move on to this part of adding some texture. Again, I'm quite doing it free and not really caring. It's just one more detail, one more element to the page. That's it. Okay, doing the same here. Okay, let's see. Oopsie. And maybe just a little bit more into the page. And that's it. I've got my texture. This needs to be completely dry. I need to clean my stencil right away. Never leave a stencil with modeling paste or any kind of paste on it. Wash it as fast as you can. And I'll be back. I'm back. So next stage, some paint, and you can use whatever you want as long as it's not opaque. We want to keep the details, just add color. And I've got some dark blue acrylic paint, and I'm going to add water so it won't be opaque anymore. You can use watercolors, you can use sprays. Of course, sprays are If you have them, then it's quicker. You just but I wanted to use the acrylic paint, so everyone has it, so you can see it can be achieved quite nicely with diluted acrylic paints. So I'm just putting it down. Now if you really want some drippage and you want it to travel, then it's better to also spray lightly your directly on your page, and then it would be easier for the paint to travel. I'm keeping the dark blue to the edges. I'm not sure yet where everything is going. I'm just playing. Again, putting also water on my page. You can of course tilt and let everything just travel. I didn't put enough water, and of course it's still acrylic paint and not watercolor. It would be easier with sprays or watercolor, but as I said, we are keeping to the acrylic paints. I really want to show you that it can be achieved with plain acrylic paint. Okay. A lot more water right now, and I'm letting it travel. Of course, if you want darker, just go and add more. This is really just playing and seeing what you like. If you don't like drippage, don't do drippage. Here we go. And now the other way. I'm quite letting it do its thing, not overly controlling what's going on. But I do add more of the paint with water just so there is more to go on the page. And if you don't like some of it, you can always take some paper napkin or a baby wipe and just take away what you don't like so. And now I'm adding some magenta here, and I'm also going to add water. I'm cleaning a little bit my brush, but it's going to mix. It has a lot of water here, so that's okay by me. That the two colors will blend in some parts. I'm adding the magenta where I want it, and it's quite random. And switching to the blue, and now I've got some lovely purple in between. I'm also going to let this travel on my page, more water. This is just playing and until you are satisfied with what you see. There are no rules to it. Don't like it, then I will just go in. I can also go with the baby wipe, like so. I can also take some color on the baby wipe. And go like this. Play with the colors until you like it. No rules. I'm not really concerned about this area. I know that I'm going to put my focal image in this area, so I'm not really concerned. I'm just adding a little bit of the dark blue because I want more of it on my page. I'm making a mess here. Don't care. I want it darker, so I'm just applying more of the dark blue. The more water I've used, the lighter the color went, so now I'm just applying more to darken some of the areas. Taking just a little bit again. Yeah, that's my mess. Okay, I think I'm going to let this dry and then we'll continue. Finally, it's dry and I can move on to my focal image. I've got this stencil from a Stamperia and I want to stencil this image here. I'm using makeup sponge and white gesso. You can use white acrylic paint. I just like the gesso. It's more, I feel more opaque and chalky, has a chalky finish. So that's what I'm using. And I'm going to just start stenciling. I'm dabbing the excess and just going like this. I will probably need another layer for it to look white. There are lots of stuff in the back, but that's okay. I thought my background would be darker, but for right now I'm leaving it as is. If I feel it needs more, then I will add more. I want to stencil my image and then I will see how it stands in the background, if anything needs more. I really like this stencil, but the Stamperia stencils are from very thin material and sometimes it's really hard to work with them. They are very flexible, but you need to really hold it in place. I've put masking tape. This image has wings and I didn't want them, so I've masked them with a masking tape. So I'm holding this down so I can stencil without it pulling back. Okay, so I'm going to continue doing this, and again, I'm gonna come back when it's all finished. Okay, so finished stenciling. I've still got some gesso here. I'm adding water and I'm using a fan brush so I can do some splattering all over like this. Just going around my image. Like so. Now I know my image is not very distinct on the background, but I'm going to fix it. So finished with this. Now I'm going to go in between all this stenciling, either with this watercolor pencil. This is Faber-Castell, or if I don't like this color, then I will use one of my Inktanks pencils. So I'm just going to start like this, and I'm going to activate it with water. I want to see if the color is what I am looking for. If not, then I will change to one of my Inktanks. Yeah, good enough, don't need this. So what I'm going to do is just keep adding this pencil in between, like so, and taking a little bit of water on my brush, activating it and keeping it light. Like so. Maybe I will take some kind of marker and even go around each section of my stencil to make it pop a little bit more. Don't know yet. I will finish first with the watercolor pencil, and then I will see if anything else is needed. And I'm not going all the way because here I've got enough dark color to not need to add more. So only in places that I feel the white disappears, I'm adding more of this color. And once again, I'm gonna come back when I'm finished. It's going to take me some time. I'll be back. Okay, so this is it. Went all in between and around some of the parts just so the white will pop, and did some fixing with the white in several places, but basically this is it. I just wanted my image to pop on the page, and of course I can probably work on it more, like add something to the background, more color to make it darker. I even thought about adding a little bit of purple, but then I took a step back and I really like what's going on here. I don't want to risk losing the details that I have in the back. I will bring it closer just so you can see how some of the things that we had in the first layer are popping in between. So I'm just going to leave it be. I like it and this is it. So thank you for watching and thank you for leaving me comments down below. I'll be seeing you in my next video. Bye for now.